I'm very excited to introduce our next guest. I am very familiar with his booth at Scarlet CS. That is just some inside knowledge because they are right next to us and they have all the candy and some of the nicest folks over there. Paul Johnson, thank you so much for joining us here today.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Jasmine.
What has it been like to be a part of NACAC on the conference floor with such a beautiful exhibit and getting to talk to everybody?
Oh, it's been wonderful. It's beautiful to be part of the magic again, as I like to greet my friends at NACAC. Happy NACAC. It's really great to be in person again, feel that energy, and to listen to wonderful colleagues in the profession. And I love that we're in a student in a success industry. Not all industries can say that, and it's very special getting together with people whose lives are dedicated to improving others' lives, especially students. Yeah.
And speaking of getting to speak to other people, what have you been taking away from the last couple of days of other people's experience when they were back at their college, back at their organization, and have been now able to come here and share with you?
Yeah, I would say similar to the theme I mentioned before, everyone was just happy to see everyone again and to do a regular handshake and a hug without anything like that, and also just get to listen to and just be in person with everyone, and that's been just great. Yeah, and lessons learned from the past few years too, and many are bringing things forward in terms of what they learned, being pressed into a different kind of world during the past few years, and then bringing some lessons learned forward in terms of improving what they do already, like some of the things like virtual in terms of access to students, meetings that you should only be in person. Some colleges realized there were barriers that were now broken down because some people, they may only be able to do a virtual tour and what have. Now those are optimized. So when students are seeking to, with that next huge step in their lives, being on a college campus, they can get a better idea even remotely. So that's been some of those wonderful things that have been nice to see that people are doing. Yeah.
And Paul, I know that you have a very wide background when it comes to admission and college and enrollment. Tell me what your thoughts are if somebody was contemplating getting into the admissions field and doing that as a profession.
Okay.
Why are you so passionate about it? Why should somebody go down that road?
Okay. Well, like most admissions professionals, I think from what I've heard from colleagues, they never planned on it. So for me, it was that job that became available, and I could get tuition remission. I was at Rutgers at the time, so I could pay for a graduate degree by working in admissions. But I would say people who just love education and love people. I was planning to be a high school math teacher, actually, and then I did some substitute teaching. It didn't work out. In terms of it didn't feel right, but then as I started working in admissions, I also just think it has a little marketing. To me, admissions, just the word, sounded exciting, and I've come to just love it. But I would say people who enjoy working with people, and once again, from a student success for people and success perspective, and just love being a positive force with people. You're helping connect people, which for many is a game changer. For me, Rutgers was a lifesaver. So I think people who really love helping people, it's a great profession to consider. And then there's all kinds of nuances you can get into, predictive modeling, technology, communications, etc., like any organization, but especially at the core of it is if you love education and you love college campuses. I work on a college campus regularly, even though I'm with a company, I go on campus, and that's where I bring my laptop and I work with students. I just love it. So if you love that energy of a college campus and what have you too, I think it's a great profession. Yeah.
That's so wonderful. And as far as now being able to look back on that version of yourself when you were like, it worked out and I got a job and now it's become my career. What would you tell yourself when you were just starting off?
Wow, that's a great question, Jasmine. I would say kind of for young professionals and those considered, just trust your instincts and trust what you love. And if you really sense you love that, you may need to tweak it some in a different role. There's wonderful people here. Like I met one of my colleagues from Iowa. He's with a wonderful company. He was at a great university. But at some point you may need to pivot. But keep following that compass of your love and your desire and your passion and what have you. And you can go into it. And there's many ways you can go within a university or even outside a university, but still stay close to the student success, like kind of a spectrum. Yeah.
Some good advice.
Right. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Hey, you're very welcome,
Thank you for the advice and for sharing your story with us.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
Hey, you're welcome. Thank you, and to everyone, happy NACAC. All right.